Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to my Sunday weekly analysis. This is Miss Fierce from the Fierce Trade House. Nice to see you guys. Please, before I say anything else, like, subscribe, smash that notification bell. Please share this content with your friends, and let's just keep learning. So today we, like I said, doing our weekly analysis, and I'm gonna start with gold. You all know I love gold, and I'm just gonna do a multi-frame analysis, but I'll focus on the weekly and daily because I'm just looking at the bias. Okay, I'm just looking at the directional bias of the market. And looking at the weekly, I like to start from the weekly. I'm an intraday trader, so I find that when I look at the weekly, it really helps me capture the length and breadth of the market for that week. So we can see that gold had been pushing up, it rallied down and then pushing up. So basically, we are bullish on gold, generally on a longer time frame, but what we've been seeing in the last couple of weeks is gold tapering off in price. So, I mean, there's been a lot of things happening. We are now in the month of September, and I usually find the month of September a very interesting month to be trading in. It also coincides, last week also coincided with the last month of the quarter. And you find that, I mean, rather, September is actually the last month of the quarter. And usually at the end of the quarter, most of the contracts expire, the futures contracts. Now, yes, I know we're talking about Forex, but the futures market also affects the Forex market in the sense that most of the commercials or the central banks and all that, they have their positions in the futures market as well. And usually at the end of every quarter, some of those contracts are expiring. That means that they are actually offsetting their positions or getting in new positions. So you might see a bit of volatility in the market, and you can see that has been happening all across all the different markets. So that being said, we saw that last week gold actually dropped, okay? And it's been dropping for the last 2 weeks. And my assumption right now, when I'm looking at it right now, is that gold will continue to drop, okay? And my assumption is it's going to try and come back to this zone here, this level here. This is a 1677 level. So I'm relatively still, I'm bearish this week on gold, but because I feel like now that we're at the end of the quarter, you know, we might be wanting, I mean, overall we are bullish, but we may be wanting to just take out some liquidity below here, take out, that is the commercials. When I say we, I mean the commercials or the hedge funds, I guess, the big banks, so to speak. They probably be pushing the price lower so they can accumulate more positions before they push the price of gold to the upside. So I'm still generally bearish on gold, and I feel like, I mean, how many pips is this on the weekly? We're about 800 pips from this level, okay? So that might happen maybe in the next 2 weeks, by the end of September. That's just basically my assumption. But if I'm to look at it on the daily, so the weekly, very bearish. On the daily, I'm seeing we had a bit of a rejection here, okay? We did retest this zone, this level, and then we rejected off of this level. Now, either way, I'm still like, okay, I still feel like gold needs to come and just take out this liquidity. There's a lot of sell side liquidity here, and that's what I'm thinking might happen. But what I would say is right now, like, we are on a long-term bullish trend, but before we kind of do that, we may retrace and then continue to the upside, or even just drop completely all the way down, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if that happened to gold, if it dropped all the way to 1504. I mean, it's possible, but I feel like this is a very strong level. So I don't see, we may break, but I don't think it will happen. It may or may not happen this week, but yeah, this, for me, this is a level that I want to see gold begin to drop. If I look at the 1 hour, we see, things looking a bit different. So, I mean, more interesting rather. And all we are seeing is like gold is just forming lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So I would not be surprised if we continued with the trend all the way down. And once we got here, we pushed up. So I would really be interested to see how the market opens up on gold. So I'm kind of bearish on gold on the short term, but overall we know that long-term gold is bullish. Okay, but on market open, we may just see gold rally downside, or rather drop to the downside. So that's gold. Let me look at US 30, another asset that I like to trade a lot. So I'm just gonna be like, okay, let me clear my chart. It's a bit messy. Sorry, guys, I got distracted. So as for US 30, same drill. So let me look at the weekly. US 30, way more bullish than gold, definitely. You could see that gold was actually on a downtrend on the shorter term, but US 30 has just been very bullish, and I feel like we are still very, very bullish on the weekly. And if at all we do drop any lower, it will just be possibly to collect liquidity, grab some liquidity, and then continue to the upside. So I am bullish, but just based on how the market closed on Friday, we may see continuation of US 30 to the downside. Let me just see. Yeah, we could drop a couple of pips, right? We could drop a couple of pips. I wouldn't be surprised if we retested the 33,713 zone level, okay, or even the 33,042. Okay, so I'll just leave that there so that maybe I can look at it when I'm looking at the market open later on today or tonight. So I am bearish on market open on US 30, but I'm bullish long term. So unlike gold, where I am bullish longer term. In the meantime, I still feel like gold may drop quite some, quite some. So let's look at GBP USD. I like GBP pairs. They really excite me. So what GBP? So again, let me look at the weekly. Guys, I don't look at the lower time frame when I'm doing my analysis because I'm just doing an overall kind of thing. I look at the lower time frame if I'm going to be looking at specific entry. So I would look at my weekly, my daily, my hourly, and then I'll do my entry either on the 15 or the 5, but I've more recently adopted to the 5-minute time frame for my entries. So in terms of GU, we are bullish, okay? And I feel we are quite bullish, okay? I feel like, yes, we may see the market open lower. We may see the market open lower, but I feel like at this level of 1.29215, we may see the market continue, bounce off this level and continue to push to the upside. That's on the weekly, but let's look at how it looks on the daily. So yeah, I mean, on the daily, it's even more clear what GU is doing. So yes, I am looking at GU retesting previous lows. Okay, that is definitely what I'm looking at. I'm definitely looking at gold, not gold, G retesting previous lows. So, and if you look at it, even on the daily, we are forming lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So unless this changes, I'm bearish on GU. I guess GBP, JPY may be looking similar. Yes, it is looking similar right now as we speak on the daily. Just bearing in mind also how the market closed, very bearish. And I mean, we are in a sideways kind of thing happening here, right? We have been ranging. GJ has been ranging. And we may even just continue ranging with no real direction because it's been ranging since March. But I feel like it's targeting the 148.763. So I'm expecting the market to just push lower. Like I said, we have, just based on, if you look at my beginner videos on, higher highs and downtrends, identifying them, we can see that we've been scaling higher, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs consistently. And I would like to see price break through this zone. There's a lot of liquidity down here, so I'm expecting a liquidity grab happening, on market open, and we'll see how that happens on later on tonight. So that's GJ. Let's look at some euro pairs. So let me look at Euro USD for those who like to trade Euro USD. And we know what's also been happening in the market. There was a lot of news. The USD last week was really USD pairs or US dollar last week kind of was very interesting. There was a lot of news. And yeah, Euro USD has also been consolidating. It closed bearish. And again, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. I'm expecting it to just drop, possibly, get to the, to this level of 1.09440. I'm actually thinking that will happen. But we have been bullish, but we've been stuck in a range for a while, and I feel like either way, we are failing to actually make higher highs. So we are definitely pushing downwards on the weekly, and the daily is just looking similar to me, despite this ranging sideways move. So that's Euro USD. If I look at, let's say, Euro, maybe AUD, yeah. Euro AUD now just been more bullish, okay, whole of last week. Euro AUD, Eurocad, I mean, they were more bullish than anything. You can see here we closed the week bullish. On the daily, we also closed bullish. So my anticipation is we will continue to push prices higher. We have about 200 pips before we see any resistance to the upside. So I'm kind of bullish on Euro AUD. Let me look at Eurocad. Similarly with Eurocad, you guys can see on the daily, like I said, I am anticipating that we'll push on up. We are on a bit of a resistance. You can see this rejection here, but I'm actually seeing Eurocad pushing all the way up, possibly about 300 pips this week. That's what I'm anticipating, or that's what I'm hoping will happen. So I wouldn't mind seeing us targeting 1.52926 level. Yeah, I would want to see price just bang that before we continue in any other direction. At that point is when I'll be looking at the market and saying, okay, fine, where is this market really going? But right now, I am bullish on Eurocad. Let's look at AUD USD, which tends to correlate a lot with the indices. Looking bearish. Looking bearish, which kind of confirms my bullish stance on Euro AUD. Looking very bearish. What else? Let's look at Euro JPY. Bearish. So euro pairs are looking bearish generally. Euro USD, Euro JPY, but not all of them. Like I said, Euro AUD and Eurocad are looking bullish to me. So what I'm seeing on Euro JPY is we may come and maybe bounce off this level. We closed the market bearish, so we may bounce off here. We may consolidate for a bit, maybe up down movement. But again, my bias is we just keep on pushing lower. We were on a nice rally. We look at the weekly, and then we kind of just stopped that rally to the upside and did some, major things here. But we will definitely see the push up, but I'm anticipating on market open Sunday night our time, or your time, maybe Monday morning. The market will open lower. We may even gap, lower. So I think that's it. Let me look at a different combination, maybe NZD CAD, for those who like trading CAD pairs. Looking bullish. Looking bullish to me. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we pushed up. Although, we could push lower, but I'm still bullish on NZD CAD. Let's look at Euro NZD. Looking bearish to me, but we're kind of like in a consolidation kind of space here. But I'm looking at this drop base, thinking we may drop lower. So I think that's it for this week's Sunday weekly analysis. If you guys really find benefit, please drop me a comment in the comment box. It really encourages me to keep doing this every Sunday. And if you want me to create a video on a specific topic that you want to just learn more about, feel free to let me know, drop me a line, or join us on Telegram, where we really do a lot of interaction. So thank you guys, and see you all next week.